Breaking news, the 49ers have signed a local player, Ashtyn Davis, the safety out of Cal, and I'm in Mountain View right now. Can't say that Ashtyn Davis is from the South Bay because he's from Santa Cruz, across the mountains on Highway 17. But somebody who was on Bruce Feldman's athletic freaks list coming out of Cal, a Pac-12 champion in the hurdles. Ashtyn Davis has been in the league for a while, drafted by the Jets in the third round of 2020. Played under Robert Saleh with the Jets for about half a decade. So this is a veteran who might be able to help the 49ers at safety. They've got a couple of Cal products now, including Patrick McMorris competing to make that roster at the safety position. And we're still getting to know what exactly Raheem Morris wants at that spot. And along those lines, talked to several 49ers assistant coaches today. Not just any day, the day after the Rams traded for Myles Garrett.
So you came in today and watched Myles Garrett tape first thing in the morning? Is that right?
I sure did.
Now, Firster was matter of fact about it. He said the 49ers prepared for Jared Verse in years past at the edge rusher position, and now they're going to have to prepare for Myles Garrett. Great player, replaces great player. Obviously, though, Myles Garrett, an all-timer. We talked to all the 49ers assistant coaches today. KJ Wright, who's been promoted to linebackers coach, really good. He was very demonstrative with his hands because KJ has played the position before, played against the 49ers in a Seattle Seahawks uniform, and he's got a very similar build as Jaden Duggar, the 49ers rookie linebacker, the very tall, lengthy rookie linebacker out of Louisiana Lafayette. And KJ explained that the 49ers, they're going to play Jaden Duggar at that stack linebacker position, but they're going to incorporate his versatility into what they do. And I think that KJ, having the same height build, 6'4", is going to be a good guy to coach Jaden Duggar.
Yeah, it's not tall for him. It's more so like with his length, like I could just show you. You got to be able to like bend and like extend at the same time. You got to bend and extend. So he's all the way up here. All right, you got a Jake Brendel who's going to try to get into you. He's trying to get underneath you. So you got to be able to bend, find a way to take the edges, and based off your strength and skill set is how you take on blocks. My biggest thing is how can I get them good in the trenches, taking on blocks, getting off the offensive lineman and getting to the rock. The pass game, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be his get better as far as being in the trenches.
Now, one thing that fascinates me about the current state of college football and in a corresponding way this 49ers draft class is how experienced college players are now because they've been paid to stay in college. So Romelo Height, the 49ers second-round pick, for example, played for 6 different colleges, is now 25 years old, and Nick Bosa last week said that he's more polished than the typical rookie D lineman. Chris Kocurek agreed that there is more polish present for Romelo Height at this early stage.
Just here in the spring so far, like he has been a little bit ahead of the learning curve compared to other rookies we've had in the past. Kind of similar to, when Nick came in 19, coming from Ohio State, he was advanced in some of the things he was taught at Ohio State. And kind of see that with Romelo right now, like not making a lot of the rookie mistakes, just from a technical standpoint with, with the footwork, the hand placement, the way he uses his hands as a pass rusher is really natural.
And then, talking to KJ Wright, this is the linebackers coach, but I know that the 49ers are going to be more multiple with their defense. Now, they have essentially confirmed that they're going to remain a 4-down front in San Francisco, but they're going to be mixing in more 5-man fronts. This has been obvious ever since Raheem Morris, who's been very multiple, has run a ton of 5-man fronts ever since he was hired as the defensive coordinator. So I wanted to ask the linebackers coach about Romelo Height, who dropped back into coverage quite a bit at Texas Tech, who seems to have the body to drop back into coverage. I mean, you heard Chris Kocurek say that he makes grass disappear. He could really, really move. And, KJ's answer to me was very, very intriguing.
So we have an awesome coach by the name of Greg Scruggs. I played with Scruggs in Seattle, a guy that has played DN, D-tackle, played tight end, a smart coach. He's going to take over those stand-up guys on the line of scrimmage. So you'll see with Romelo, I call Romelo a weapon. He's a DN, he's rushing, standing up, he's dropping back. This guy is a weapon. who knows what Raheem does. He may put him over a guard here and there. So really excited how we utilize him. And I kid you not, when I first watched him play, just his speed, his intensity, the way he gets after their quarterback, he's will be a really big help for us this year, especially on third down.
The 49ers will not hand over Romelo Height to a pure linebackers coach like a KJ Wright when he does drop into coverage, but Greg Scruggs, who's the assistant D-line coach, KJ talked about him, former teammate of KJ's at Seattle, he has been assigned the specific role of coaching and managing the defensive linemen when they drop into coverage. Just goes to show you the increasing adaptability that the 49ers defense plans to play with. On the offensive side of the ball, spent a long time talking to Chris Foerster, verified that Carver Willis, and I've done a big piece on Carver Willis, obviously, talking to Jed Fish, the University of Washington coach. Carver Willis is already working at center for the 49ers, getting snaps and obviously competing at left guard. Chris Foerster, though, was very, very vocal about the fact that Robert Jones, the 49ers veteran pickup who worked under Mike McDaniel in Miami, is the 49ers' best run blocking option for that left guard spot.
It seems that there's a real healthy element of power in his run blocking, and he was drafted under a previous regime in Miami, but still was able to carry that over into what Mike was running. Is that a benefit, especially given what LA and Seattle are bringing to the table on the interior, some of the muscle that he could bring?
He does have a little more power in his game and stuff like that, which the guard position is just, you can't, yes, you got to be able to move and do things, but the guard position is pivotal. I mean, you got to have size, you got to be able to anchor, you got to be able to play with power in the run game. If you were to say who's the best run blocking guard of the guys competing at left guard, I think it's Rob right now.
So I would have put Jones in the driver's seat to win that left guard spot. I think he is the favorite for the 49ers, but Connor Colby has definitely made progress. Chris Foerster said that the second-year man out of Iowa is on a good track. He's going to be competing for that as well. And Brett Toth is an outside competitor for left guard, although there could be certain complications if Toth wins that left guard position because of his de facto spot as the 49ers backup center. And we also got to meet Matt Eberflus today, the former head coach of the Chicago Bears, somebody who's been a defensive coordinator in this league for some time, and he's now the assistant head coach, is going to be part of the brain trust atop the 49ers defense. Eberflus talked about his connections with the 49ers coaching philosophy and how it all can be traced back to Tampa Bay, because Eberflus worked with Rod Marinelli, who's a famous defensive line coach coming out of the Tampa system, worked with him in Dallas, and now it all comes full circle under Raheem Morris. So that's the quick look at the intel session. We got so much more. I wanted to give you guys the quick inside scoop. I thought that we learned a lot about how the 49ers coaching staff and team is going to operate today because there are a lot of changes, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And of course, we had to get that Myles Garrett reaction from Chris Foerster himself, since his guys are going to have to block Garrett. It's still a fortress here at Levi Stadium, and technically it's not called Levi Stadium right now. It has been temporarily renamed to San Francisco Bay Area Stadium, Levi Stadium, and technically it's not called Levi Stadium right now. It has been temporarily renamed to San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. Is that first World Cup game, Qatar against Switzerland, is coming up here on June 13th. Anyway, before then, 49ers OTA practice. Another one is happening tomorrow, so hit that subscribe button. I'll be here with another in-depth update. We will talk to you very soon.
Grayson Halton, I watched it's funny, I go back to his high school tape. The guy was playing receiver in high school and running back in high school, exceptionally athletic. Obviously, he's a lineman now, but that athleticism, have you seen it translate over into what you're asking him to do on the line?
Yeah, anytime you look at some of those D tackles that were former running backs or linebackers, or even D ends converting down to just athleticism, playing space, and then you put them down, in the B gap and A gap, and see them be able to, their foot speed and the explosion and being able to, close on plays, shows up. And so anytime you find converted, skill guys that end up turning into D tackles, you anticipate, the athleticism showing up on film. And then when you hear about that and then you see him play at Oklahoma, his speed, his closing speed, his explosion, his quickness, his ability to win fast all showed up. So it's a lot of the skill set that that we really like on this tape at Oklahoma.
Now, as far as categorizing D tackles, is it fair to say that he's kind of in the Osa Digizua category weight wise, and then Alfred and CJ, they're what, 30 pounds heavier, or do you kind of categorize them in different buckets of skill sets?
Yeah, I mean, AC and CJ are definitely bigger. I think Grayson's a little bit in the middle between Osa and them. He's right around 305, I think, somewhere in that area. So he's kind of probably in the middle of where Osa's at and where Alfred and CJ are. So it's kind of a good complement of sizes in there. We don't try not to pigeonhole any guys in, hey, you got to be this size to play this position. We would look more at the skill set than the size. So he definitely showed a lot of the skill sets that we look for, with the explosion, the quickness, the ability to win fast in a down. So, and then just the energy that he plays with, just jumped off the tape.